so I'm gonna do a quick finance reading because I feel like the last few that I've done have all been like love, twin flamey, but I haven't really done like finance specific ones or like career specific ones. So, and I did say that I was going to try and do more of those in my previous reading. So I'm going to make it a quick one again, purely on finances, just to see how this goes. I'm going to do a little spread for this one. Yeah. Okay, we have 4. Yeah. Okay. So interesting that the cards were like diagonal though. I don't know why Spirit is saying to me that because the cards were diagonal, it could be like 80% what the card is showing me, 20% upright. So all of these cards were like slightly slanted. So the probability of all of these cards that I'm about to say in this reading being true is 80% accurate, 20% risk of it not being true. And this is to do with your finances. So it could be like career, business, anything, or just finances, whatever applies to you. So there is a disloyalty in your finances, a disadvantage maybe. Maybe you've currently felt really disadvantaged in your finances. You haven't been at peace with it. There's been a lot of like hardships I'm getting, financial hardships that you've dealt with, struggled with, and you could have recently had like an explosive moment that you've just had to cancel, like literally like dig your way out of freedom. There was like an explosive moment that occurred in your finances, your financial freedom, financial life, that it put your financial freedom at risk. It put your own freedom, personal freedom at risk. So maybe something like recently occurred that you had to like attend to the matters straight away, like the matters needed to be attended to because there was a high risk of it causing some serious damage. If it did, I don't know. But I am getting that you were seriously put at risk here and a disadvantage occurred in your finances. I feel like I'm repeating myself now. But anyway, Spirit told me that it could be relevant to 80% of the collective today as well. Not all of you, 20% of you, it won't be. Judgment card, that's so interesting because you called judgment on the situation. The situation was like leaving you feeling like you were at risk, your finances were at risk, left you feeling like depleted, unmotivated financially, at a loss, and you felt like you had to take action and cut your losses, take the chance, step into that financial freedom, make that move so you can be more free with your finances. And I think it was a slippery slope for you. Like, this was like a risky situation and you made like a risky decision that was a slippery slope, but it had to be made for you to see change. This was a big risk in your finances, like a huge risk. Like, it could have clearly gone completely wrong, but you had no choice other than to make this financial decision, this risk, because obviously if you hadn't, you would have, things just would have exploded more. You would have stayed stuck, things would have fell apart, you would have stayed at a disadvantage level on the dark side, the dark path, the dark side of financial freedom, not seeing any movement, losing more than you're gaining. And you called judgment on the situation, and the divine supported you, Spirit supported you in making this decision so that you could find balance. Although you haven't found balance completely yet, because it is like a slippery slope, like I was saying, and it's a work in progress, I am thinking that Spirit is saying that you made the right call. You got the call from your soul, your gut, your spirit, and you took action, and it was the right thing to do. Like, now we don't know yet until the other two cards show themselves, like, what the outcome could be and what we should do. But we do know that you were told to make a call and not stay stuck regarding your finances, or things would get worse. And you made that risky decision, and that's really commendable that you did that, because you acted from spirit, your gut, your soul, your intuition, your judgment from spirit. And yeah, judgment from spirit, judgment card. And it could have left you feeling like hazy, foggy, cloudy, like in judgment. You couldn't really see like where the path was. There was no clear way ahead. 555 on the timer, that could be significant. But you are going to definitely be seeing changes. There's going to be a positive change that is divinely guided and protected for you, that's going to be coming your way because of this financial risk that you've recently took action on. Oh my God, I can never say this word. The Hierophant. This is commitment. You stayed committed to your intuition, your gut, the spirit, the path. You're a hard worker. Like, you took this risky decision because of how passionate, committed, and faithful you are to yourself, your finances, your company, whatever is relevant for you. You are truly like a loyal worker, even though your finances or the results of your finances might have like showed that you weren't loyal, or maybe like you felt like the work that you were putting forward wasn't matching the results that were coming back, and that was a slippery slope for you. But you have been loyal, even though the situation might have seemed disloyal by it not giving you the rewards that you wanted to see, the financial freedom that you wanted to see. But yeah, I'm getting a wish fulfillment here. Like, you stayed committed to your wish, your goals, the vision that you had, the dream, the manifestations that you were trying to create. 1111 could be significant as well. You had plenty of like actions that you could have took, but I'm hearing that you took action. Like, maybe there were loads of like steps that you had to take action on before you could finally take this big risk. Or maybe like you had loads of different options of different actions that you could take to get these results. Queen of Pipes. So this is like the Queen of Swords. That's so interesting. So I think in finances, this means that you've stepped back and reclaimed your power with the Queen energy here. Like, this is like your throne. You stayed committed, and you're taking that leadership role to make these logical decisions, these strict judgment calls, because the Queen of Pipes here is going to represent logical, level-headed decisions that might seem cold and manipulative to others, like calculated, but I'm not seeing it in a bad way. Like, you kept your cool and calm when you were making these financial decisions, and that is really commendable, especially in finances and business, because a lot of people can get like easily worked up, emotional, especially if there's a risk in your financial stability and freedom. But I am hearing that you did a really great job when you acted on your intuition, and that was a good judgment call, and spirit has proven to protect you with the 555 energy coming through. And you just need to stay loyal to your dreams, your desires, your passions, the thing that you're trying to manifest, because the haziness that you have, the confusion is going to be lifted, and I think I'm seeing that there's going to be more clarity. Like, you're going to reap the rewards. There's going to be more positives that come from this risky decision. Had you have not made that decision, things would have exploded. Explosives there. That thing. And I think had you have not made this risk, you would have lost more. Like, you would have lost everything. But because you made that risk, even though you didn't know for certain if it was going to work out and you felt quite disadvantaged, you knew that it was the only option. Like, you took that call, you listened to your inner calling, the intuition, your spirit team, spirit guides, stayed committed to the vision that you had, worked hard, stayed loyal and true to yourself and your own inner knowing. And because of that, like, cool, calm, collected, level-headed, logical decision making, I'm hearing good decision making skills. 11:11 on the timer as well, just as I said that. Funny how I said 11:11 before. So because of this level-headed decision making that you've done, you've carefully articulated a perfect plan through this risk to manifest your financial desires, goals into a reality with the 11:11 energy. It is confirmed with the Hierophant as well. That it's like the pillars always remind me of like duality, 11:11. Like, you're gonna meet your financial match. Like, the manifestation is coming in, and it's going to be a very fruitful, abundant, reaping the rewards kind of outcome for you, where there is more room and potential to grow in so many other directions financially. It's almost like you've opened like a doorway, a gateway to more dreams and goals that you can like create and have for yourself, and like realize is actually there. Realize that you want and you didn't actually acknowledge that you wanted before, and you finally acknowledge them. But yeah, you're going to be carefully articulating your next plan as well for your financial freedom. I'm hearing that for a lot of you, your goal is financial freedom. Maybe for all of you, for all 80% of you. Yeah, and because of your careful decision-making skills, you did call it as you've seen it as the right judgment call to make, to take this risk, and that is gonna highly be beneficial for you. I am gonna end this reading, but I kind of want to pull one more card and then I'll end it. So the Knight of Buds in reverse came around. So this is, make sure, Spirit is saying, make sure that you don't procrastinate, like, especially because you've made this big decision like straight away, like this huge risk. This isn't time for you to like make a risk and then let everything just slide, because you're still on a slippery slope here. Don't slide, don't let things slide. Like, stay under control things. Look, keep an eye on your finances. Like, stay committed to the plan that you're trying to make for yourself to reap the rewards of your manifestations and your goals, the financial freedom goal that you have, because it is a slippery slope here, and it's important to keep watering what you're trying to sow, reaping the rewards, like to reap the reward. Yeah, anyway. So maybe there's something about, make sure you're taking the opportunities that are given to you at hand that come from this risk, and recognizing them, and not just letting things slide by procrastinating, because you should be reaping the rewards of what you are given because of this beneficial outcome from this risky decision that you've made in your finances. 444, whatever you do, you will be divinely protected, so don't worry about that. But it is important that if you want to go after your goals, to don't stay stagnant. Don't fall back into the disadvantage, like explosive energy of the bad finances, because you are on a slippery slope and it could easily go downhill because you didn't work hard and you didn't stay committed and loyal to your visions and your path. I hope that helps anyway. That was something new that I tried, so yeah.